So I know I'm a little late to this video. The trailer came out a little bit ago. I've watched it multiple times, and I wasn't originally going to make a video about the Fantastic Four trailer, but I just recently, today, recorded an episode of the OTS Project, a podcast that I do every week with my cousin Theo, and we kind of talked about it a little bit, and after we kind of hung up the call there, I decided, you know what, I do want to make a video, a little more in-depth video, talking about the Fantastic Four trailer. So without further ado, make sure you like and subscribe, comment. I want to build a really cool community of wrestling fans, Marvel fans, Star Wars fans, things like that. And let's get into the video. So before we really dive into this, I do want to say they did this kind of different than they normally do. I know, sometimes I think they could tell when something's really big and they want to make a big deal out of it. A lot of trailers they'll just release. Maybe it's attached to Good Morning America, and they just kind of throw it out online. But sometimes when there's a movie that's really big, like A No Way Home, where they did kind of a whole, for the first trailer, they did this whole cool fan event with Tom Holland there, and they showed it in a theater, and as they showed it in a theater, they threw it up online, things like that. I remember I was watching someone recording, or watching somebody live streaming from inside of the theater, hoping maybe I would see a little glimpse, because I don't think we knew that they were going to drop the trailer online or not, and for some reason someone decided to live stream in the theater off their phone. I didn't see anything, and the trailer ended up coming out anyways, but I thought that was kind of funny that I was watching someone's grainy phone, and I could see Tom Holland talking and doing a little Q&A, and I saw the photo of the trailer thumbnail, but I couldn't actually see the trailer. They cut it off before they showed it. But long story short, sometimes they do kind of cool fan event type things for something like this. I didn't really even think about them doing that, but I did somehow. I woke up at like 7 in the morning. I don't normally wake up that early, but I knew the trailer was coming out. I didn't know what time. I figured it would be a part of Good Morning America, which they kind of were. They did an interview, but they didn't drop the trailer. They dropped it earlier than GMA. But for some reason, my body just woke me up. I woke up, and I, as everyone does, looked at my phone, and I saw some prepare for flight link or whatever on, I think Marvel's like X or Instagram or something like that. So I clicked on it, and I saw it was like a countdown to the trailer, and I was like, well, that's cool. I woke up just in time, so I threw it. I had it on my phone. I threw it up on the TV instead, and there was a little bit of, I guess, comedy that came along with it because it was counting down, and everyone thought it was going to be dropping at like 8 or something like that, and it came to 8, and then there was still like an hour and some change or something like that, and everyone was like, what did we just wait an hour for? And then once it got down to the hour, once it got down to like it's time, the timer, I guess, glitched out and threw another hour on there, which luckily we didn't have to wait another hour. They kind of panned in and whatnot, but that was funny for a second. I panicked, and then I looked at X, and everybody was like panicking with me, so that was funny. But they did this whole fan event where they had someone hosting something at, the Space City or whatever it's called, and basically talking about the hype for the trailer, and they brought out the whole cast. They brought out Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Evan Moss, and Joseph Quinn to come out. They hit the little button that wasn't even a button, and they launched the trailer, and I watched the trailer, and I thought it was really cool, but I want to really break this down and really kind of not go new rock stars on it where I'm breaking it down to the minute detail, but I have a few things listed here that I wanted to just talk about, my thoughts, my opinions, things that I thought I liked and did not like when it came to the teaser trailer. So first off, my biggest thing was I didn't think that the thing looked good at all. I don't want to be too harsh, and I don't want to be negative, and my thoughts on it is it just looked very video gamey. It looked like he was kind of out of place a little bit. I like the idea of it. I think they're going to execute it perfectly. I think that Evan Moss is going to do great. The voice sounded great. Him with the trench coat and the hat, it made sense. It worked for me. But him physically, the CGI of the thing, of the rocks, I didn't really like. But again, I'm not being negative on it and harping on it because I know chances are this isn't the final cut. They're still working on the movie. They have till July. So the final cut of the movie, I'm expecting him to look a lot better. And if he doesn't look better, then I'll really be negative about it. But for now, it was just something I noticed. But again, I know it's not the final cut. The movie's not sitting on a hard drive just waiting until July. They're constantly working on these movies, so I expect the CGI is going to look way better. It's not going to look like a video game character put into somebody's kitchen. The only other negative thing here is I don't know if I'm totally sold on Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. I love Pedro Pascal. I loved him in The Last of Us. I originally saw him in The Mandalorian. I know he's been in Game of Thrones and Narcos and stuff like that, but my first introduction to him was as Din Djarin in The Mandalorian in 2019. I loved him. I love him. I think he's a great actor. I think everything I've seen him in, whether it's The Mandalorian or The Last of Us, he's been really great. Even his SNL skits were really great. It's not his acting ability. I think he was fine. I don't know if he necessarily fits too much as Reed when I look at him as Reed Richards. But again, I'm going off of like a minute and a half teaser trailer. So hopefully when I see the whole movie, it changes my mind and I'm fully in and I love Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. But yeah, I'm not too sold on it yet. I hope that, my mind is changed in July when I do see the movie though. People I did like Vanessa Kirby and Joseph Quinn as Sue and Johnny. I thought perfect casting. I thought they worked perfectly. I know there's been, the Fantastic Four casting went on for years and years where we were theorizing and there were rumors and possible leaks that Adam Driver was going to play Reed Richards or he was going to play Doctor Doom. Mila Kunis was going to be Sue Storm. Things like that. I think they nailed it. I think they took their time. I don't know how true any of those rumors or leaks or anything like that were, but I think Vanessa Kirby works a lot more as Sue Storm than probably Mila Kunis would, or even Margot Robbie. I know that was a big one for a while, or Emily Blunt. That obviously is probably the biggest one. I feel like Vanessa Kirby is the perfect casting for Sue Storm. I think she looked perfect, sounded perfect, and whatnot. I think Joseph Quinn, same thing. I think there may have been different actors that probably would have been also great for this role, but I think they couldn't go wrong with him. I think he looks great, sounds great. I'm excited to see more. The CGI, I said on the thing, doesn't look good, but I thought the CGI when he flamed on looked incredible. I thought it looked great. I love how there was like a lens flare and there was like some dirt that was on the camera when he jumped off the balcony and flamed on and flew away. If y'all noticed, I don't know if y'all saw it, but there was like dirt on the camera, and also there was, I guess, like water vapor kind of that you could see coming off of him from the steam from the flames. You know what I'm saying? So I think the CGI went great on there. Maybe the whole focus of the CGI for this teaser trailer went into making sure he looked good rather than the thing. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm really sold so far on them. I don't want to say I'm 100% sold because I haven't seen the movie, but from the teaser trailer, Vanessa Kirby and Joseph Quinn as Sue Storm and Johnny Storm, I think look the best, sound the best, and I'm excited to see the rest of them. The last thing directly about the trailer that I really saw was Galactus. He, barely shows up. You only kind of see the back side of his head there. You see his shadow. But a few months ago when they did San Diego Comic-Con, they did show a trailer, and there was footage that was leaked online. I'm not going to show it here because I'm not, trying to get myself in trouble or anything, but I have seen the footage, and in that footage, it did end with Galactus, I believe, peering into the Baxter Building. So you saw his eyes, you saw his face. It was, for me, grainy. I wasn't there. I'm watching it again off a video that was on someone's cell phone. But from what I saw, it looked great. Ralph Ifiennes, I believe, is playing him, or Ifiennes is playing him. I think he, in general, sounds great. He has such a kind of scary, captivating, deep, striking voice that obviously I don't think they're going to change. I think he's just going to be himself when he's doing the ADR and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be really good when it comes to him. I thought he looked great. And John Malkovich's character showed up there for a split second. Apparently he's playing a character called Omega Red or something like that. I'm not familiar with the character. Maybe it's this huge character and I'm just an idiot for saying that. But from what I know, I've never seen that character or really heard of that character, so I can't put too much judgment on that. I don't really know him. I've never seen him, but I know John Malkovich is a great actor, so I'm excited to see what he can do. I know years ago he was rumored to be Vulture in the original Spider-Man Raimi trilogy, but that never obviously came to be. So seeing him finally in a Marvel project is cool, and I'm excited to see who this Omega Red character really is. Something I did notice, though, when at the end of it, when Sue Storm is giving the little speech there, talking about we kind of will stay united as a family. As a family sounded a little off to me. It didn't sound like her just giving a normal speech to the rest of the team saying, hey, we're going to do this as a family. She sounded scared. She sounded startled. Maybe something happened, something like that. It didn't sound like, oh, I'm just talking to the boys in the living room. It sounded like as she was giving the speech, something happens, and as she's finishing those last sentences there, she's kind of also, in a way, reacting to what she just saw or what she just heard. Maybe that's Galactus from that Comic-Con footage. Maybe that's him peering into the building as she's saying, we'll do this as a family, and kind of looks and sees this giant head staring into it. Maybe she's scared and she's stricken with fear as she's finishing it. But in general, I could be wrong, but yeah, in general, I think like it sounded a little weird. It didn't sound like her just having a little rendezvous with her family, talking and saying, hey, we'll be all right. It sounded like she was talking normally, and then as she said that line, she was definitely startled or scared. Now for a little bit outside of the trailer, things that we know are in this movie that weren't shown in the trailer. When it comes to Silver Surfer, I'm super excited to see her. I I'm not super familiar with the female version. I'm more familiar with the male version, obviously, from the original movie and the comics in general. He's just, I think, a bigger, probably character, more popular version of the character. So I'm not too familiar with the female version, but I'm not against it. I'm excited to see what happens. Natasha Lyonne is also in this movie, but we have no clue who she's playing. I pray to God, and I don't even think it's going to happen, but I just want to put it out there just to hopefully manifest that it doesn't happen. I pray to God she's not playing the character Birdie that she played in What If Season 3. Not to be negative, but I thought that that was pretty bad. I was not a fan of that episode or in general really that character. It kind of was random and seemed too goofy for me. So I don't think so. I don't think she's going to be playing that character, but I just want to put it out there to hope and manifest to God that it's not that character. But we don't know who she's playing in general. Again, probably not the character Birdie, but in general, we have no clue who she is playing. I haven't even really looked into what the rumor is of who she could be playing. I'm not even sure if there are any rumors of who she's playing. So that really interests me because normally, again, you see rumors like I have listed here. Paul Walter Hauser is probably playing Mole Man, which I'm also excited to see. But again, you see that as a rumor. It makes sense. And chances are that's like a 99% sure thing that's happening there. I do remember that there was some sort of underground photo that got leaked from a set, I guess, of like some stuff underground. So I was like, okay, that also adds to the idea that Mole Man is probably in here. But yeah, when it comes to Natasha Lyonne, I have no clue who she's playing. I know there was a rumor or a theory more so that she was playing like Herbie, but we kind of hear Herbie unless they're hiding it. We kind of hear him in the trailer, and he doesn't really have like a voice like that. He's kind of just a robot. So no clue who she's playing. I have no clue. I don't know if anybody knows, but I'm excited to see it. It makes it more interesting that I haven't seen any sort of idea of who she could be possibly playing. And I hope that's it's a big character, not because she's just in the movie because she's playing some government agent or something like that, and she's in the movie for 5 minutes. I hope she's playing a pretty pivotal, big, surprising, cool character that they're just really doing a good job of keeping under wraps. Something else I saw was something that a lot of people have been talking about, and I didn't even notice it the first time. I think I was too excited to notice it, but after multiple rewatches, I did notice it. It kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, and I saw a lot of people talking about it online, that when they're in the kitchen, seems like Sue is walking a little weird. Now, there was a rumor and a theory that's gone on for a while that Franklin Richards is going to be in this movie, and that maybe that's the reason Galactus comes to their Earth, because he wants those powers. He wants Franklin Richards. Again, that's not confirmed. It's not even really a leak, but it has been something that I have seen kind of posted a lot and talked about a lot. So the fact that she, in the trailer, in the kitchen, is kind of walking a little wonky, walking a little weird, it would seem like they possibly edited out a baby bump. Marvel's no stranger to doing things like that. Prime example where everybody really caught on was Hulk in Infinity War on Wakanda, when he was not there at all. Hulk wasn't even in the movie other than the beginning fight scene and the quick little thing where he argues with Bruce. So Marvel's no stranger to editing, adding, changing things in the trailer that are not in the final cut. So to hide it, it seems like they have probably edited out her baby bump to conceal the fact that she's pregnant. So that was just something that I noticed. I saw a lot of people talking about. Very interesting. They tried to hide it, but I don't know. I don't think they did that great of a job, because I feel like they should have maybe just used some other clips or changed the idea of the trailer around to kind of remove any of her clips of her being pregnant. Because, yeah, they edited it, and it looks great that it's edited. You don't know that she has baby bump at all, but the way she's walking is too noticeable. So it's pretty clear to see that, yeah, clearly something's going on there that they have kind of photoshopped and clipped out. My last few things here, I got 2 more things noted on my list here. How do they get to the MCU? That's, I think, the big question that a lot of people want to know. A lot of people are wondering is, how are the Fantastic Four going to get to the MCU, to the sacred timeline? Because as we know, this movie takes place in a different universe, in a different timeline than the MCU's sacred universe. So how are they going to get there? Something I noticed, and I saw a lot of other people noticing, is on Reed's chalkboard when he is writing in the trailer really quick, you can see the kind of blueprints or schematics for a multiversal quantum bridge or something like that, like a multiverse bridge. Maybe that's how they got there in the first place. That's something else that I saw, is that maybe they were from the MCU and something happened and they ended up in a different universe, or maybe they are just from this universe and he has this idea of a multiversal tunnel that maybe he comes up with. Maybe that scene is from later in the movie once Galactus is known to be a threat, and maybe he's kind of scrambling at the last second to figure out how to figure this out, and that's maybe his idea, is he's trying to figure out how to make a multiversal bridge to get out of that universe. I'm not sure, but I think the multiversal bridge is there for a reason. I don't think it was just a little cool thing they put on a chalkboard. I think that might be a kind of centerpiece for the movie, or the centerpiece for how they end up getting to or getting from the sacred timeline, and how they end up where they are, or how they will end up where they are by the time we get to probably Doomsday or Secret Wars. And also another big thing that's kind of looming over this movie is Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom. We don't know if he's in this movie. We have no clue. There hasn't been any rumors or leaks or even, any set photos or anything like that that have shown that there is a Doctor Doom presence in this movie. Me personally, I think he is. I think that this Doctor Doom comes from this other universe and will find his way into the sacred timeline. I think it's a little too weird if they were to have Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man in the sacred timeline, in that sacred universe, and in the same universe, a guy that looks exactly like him, but is a completely different character. That would be too weird to me. It would make more sense if he came from another universe and goes into this one. Either he's a variant of Tony Stark, or a variant of Tony Stark that changes his name to be Victor, or he's just Victor in general, but for whatever reason he looks similar, but he comes from a different universe. Makes more sense to me than there's two guys that look exactly the same that existed in the same universe, basically almost at the same time. That seems a little weird to me. So I think he is in the movie. I think he comes from this universe, and I think maybe going back to the Quantum Bridge, maybe as they escape, he kind of notices that. I think it would be kind of fun if there was a post-credit scene after they end the movie, after they get, through the Quantum Bridge, where Doctor Doom was kind of watching everything from the shadows the whole time, and as the Quantum Bridge is there, he kind of gives a little smirk, a little wink at the camera type thing, not an actual wink at the camera, but type of nod of like, that's interesting, and then cut to black, and then it'll say Doctor Doom will return in Avengers Doomsday. I think this Quantum Bridge not only is the way that the Fantastic Four will get to the MCU, to the Sacred Timeline, I think that's how we get the Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom into the MCU as well. So that's my video. Let me know if I maybe missed something, or something in the trailer, maybe a theory, a leak, a rumor that I didn't see. I'm not scared of leaks. I actually enjoy them. I don't want to manifest all that stuff to be in here for people that don't want them, so I wouldn't say put that in the comments, but you can kind of message me at OTS Bridge on X or Instagram. If you see anything, you can message me. I'm not scared of any types of leaks or set photos. I actually enjoy them. I think it makes the movie experience more fun for me. Some people avoid it. I respect that. And for that, please don't put stuff in the comments and things like that. But in general, I think it makes for a more fun movie experience. I guess it hypes me up more, even if I see that there's a clear set photo of Robert Downey Jr. just as Doctor Doom with a dead Pedro Pascal on the floor. To me, I think it makes it more fun because I can't wait to see it. And that's where, the fun is seeing it there, but then I can't wait to see it and see how that happens and why that happens, rather than kind of avoiding it. So yeah, long story short, I enjoy that stuff, so send it to me. Don't put it in the comments for anyone that doesn't want that stuff. But yeah, you can send it to me, OTS Bridger on X and Instagram. I will definitely answer, and I will be excited to jump in to some sort of discussion with y'all. Leave a comment down below if you want more videos like this for sure. Like and subscribe to stay up to date with me. Check out the OTS Project on the YouTube channel of OTS Project. We do a weekly podcast. We talk about pro wrestling. As I'm recording this, we just recorded a video discussing Fantastic Four and our favorite general Marvel memories from childhood all the way up until more recently with like Deadpool and Wolverine and whatnot. So yeah, make sure to check out the OTS Project's podcast over there on that YouTube channel, and I will see y'all in the next video.